All right.
Hey everybody.
Hello, everyone.
I'm not
Welcome
being rude. I'm sharing this live feed real fast.
Welcome to May 2025 live stream. I'm trying to find the best. I feel like I'm crooked. Like, what is going on with this? No, wait. Lean this way? How do I not look crooked? This is weird because it's like mirrored. Okay. I don't know.
I was
I'm going to
thinking
get close to the camera. Let's just do that. That way I don't have to worry about being crooked. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Let's see. What questions do you have? Today we don't have an agenda. We just finished recording a couple videos. Me and Woody reactions that are coming.
Really upbeat videos. Like one is a decapitation.
That's okay.
Not joking.
They're coming over the next couple weeks. Thank you, Linda, for your super chat. And yeah, it's going to be an interesting next couple weeks because they are not upbeat at all. It's a lot of death. But hey, that's what people request. So what are we going to do? Hello from Switzerland. Hello. Love Switzerland. From the Netherlands, Andre. Good to see you.
Okay.
What's on the schedule for dives? Pretty soon we're going to go on a quick trip, me and Woody. Only a couple days, though. It's going to be a quick trip.
Can we say?
No.
Oh, I really want to.
I mean, we can say, but we're not going to say.
It's hard for me, but I'll hold it.
It's a surprise.
It's amazing. They're going to be blown away by that one. This one.
Brandon is asking Deep 6 Rex or Dive Right XT4S. I don't have any Dive Right XT4S, so I can't really compare. What I can tell you is that my Deep 6 Expedition regulators are great. Doesn't mean Dive Right ones are not great. I just cannot compare.
I like Garrett's comment right above. Death talk.
Death talk. Yeah, I'm eating snacks while you... By the way, these things are great. Popcorners.
I'm good.
They're awesome.
Don't worry that I'm starving.
You want? Okay. Let's see. Who else? What do you guys have?
Let's see. We see try go sessions. Yeah, we are doing a try go this weekend, Saturday and Sunday at Diver Supply in Marietta. We, meaning me, Gus, Mike, Young, the inventor of the Dive Talk Go, Terry will be there. We have about already 27 or 30 people signed up to do in the pool there to try our Dive Talk Go. Excited about that. Big turnout.
Yeah.
Hello from Germany. Hi, guys. Gubeneben her Peter. Guten?
Bro.
Did I say that wrong? What? Let me practice my German. I haven't spoken in a while. Guten eben her Peter.
I don't want to... We shouldn't be saying it because we don't know what we're saying.
Guten eben her Peter? If you say it fast, I want you to think about it.
You may be recommending homeopathy here on the channel. Like, no.
Guten Eaten her Peter.
Let's see. What else do we have? You guys use X-Deep Zen for recreational dives, right? Just finished to put my new one together. So excited to try in the pool tomorrow. Yeah, we use Zen, but we have other options too. You like the Scuba Pro Hydros Pro, which is my first BCD. I love that BCD. That thing is awesome. And we also have some other ones, but right now my main recreational BCD is the Zen from X-Deep.
Thanks, Mike. I thought it was perfect pronunciation. I've been working on my German. We still have a few rooms left. Oh, the Dive Talk meetup in July in Roatan. Dive Talk meetup. What's the website that I never know? 25. I was almost there.
DiveTalkMeetup.com. You almost said
DiveTalkMeetup.com. There's a few rooms left. Jump on it. Dive with us for a week in Roatan. And we are going to do the try go sessions there. And we're going to do some perfect buoyancy classes. We're going to practice launching SMBs. And we have amazing speakers. One of them is Rick Stanton. Jonathan Bird will be there with Todd. It's going to be a blast. Going to be fun. You guys should come to Hood Sport in Seattle area. Love Seattle.
Yeah.
We want to come to various places. How many rooms left, Terry? I'm twisting arms trying to recruit more people. I don't know how many rooms are left, but
I think we have about 10 rooms left,
10,
something like that.
Quite
maybe
a big
less.
crowd already signed up. How many people
Yeah.
you think are coming? 130, would you say, in that range?
Yeah. Is the Go available for purchase now? Yeah, it's been available since August.
DiveTalkGo.com.
You remember that one?
Will tell you everything you need to know about the unit, purchasing it, and the certification process. Just go to DiveTalkGo.com. It's funny. I love your guys' videos, but I've never dived. A lot of people say that. We have a lot of people that aren't divers, and it's funny. I'll see some people that are on the channel like, I have no idea how I got here from the algorithm, but I'm really entertained now.
I will say somebody asked earlier what platform we use for the.
I don't need these.
Yeah, you don't need the headphones. What platform we use for our videos? Are you asking what software we use to edit our videos? I'm not sure if that's what you're asking, but if so, we use Adobe Premiere Pro. And there's actually a video on Dive Talk Plus where we show the creation of a Dive Talk video from beginning to end. Literally from the moment Woody arrives at my house all the way through editing and posting and everything. So if you're interested in seeing how a Dive Talk video is made, that's a good one.
Can you do more videos in the Dive Talk Go? I think we will.
Yeah.
I think we can do various different ones, yes. I'm going to be filming quite a bit at this Try Go session that we're doing this weekend. So hopefully we'll post some of that.
Have you dived the Great Barrier Reef?
Yes, I have dove the Great Barrier Reef. I sure have.
Yeah.
And the Osprey Reef there. Yep. I dove it.
I've never done
I
that.
liked it. Don't get me wrong. Beautiful, and it's an amazing country, Australia. The Osprey Reef, I think it's called. I felt like it was in better condition. But north is Indonesia, north of Australia. I have not seen anything better. Wow, this crazy bird is going to be lining up tech diving classes.
That's awesome. Do more cave diver react videos. That's what we do.
Well, we just literally did one today. That's coming up. That'll be announced. Thank you for sending the memberships, Bob. Thanks a lot.
That's awesome. Bob from California hooking people up, and I feel like Bob hooked up some people last time as well.
That's cool.
Earlier somebody made a comment about members only videos and how much they don't like that. But again, we talked about this on the last live, which is we wanted to give members a reward for supporting the channel every month. So there are some members only videos out there that people should watch. There's actually hours of it, and sometimes people leave comments like, I watched all your videos twice, and I see they're not members. So I always say, well, you haven't watched them all, because there's a bunch of members only videos. But the ones that is my favorites, the one that are my favorite to post are the regular videos we release for everyone, but they're extended versions. Like there are some videos that we have released that are like 45 minutes publicly, but then it's an hour and a half if you're a member. It's just an extended version, and we always release them with no ads. So we don't make money on top of that. And we've had many members reach out to us and say, we don't care about watching ads. Leave the ads on so you make double dip. No. I think that if you're a member, you should watch your videos with no ads. If you have YouTube Red or whatever it is where you don't get ads to begin with, well, great, good for you. But if you're not, and you are, paying your membership, you shouldn't get ads. So, member-only videos are ad-free.
Snart, up top, you asked about, do some people have like an opening in their heart where the certain flap didn't close that's supposed to close at birth? And the answer is yes. 25% of all people have it and may never know they have that until they go diving and they're constantly getting bent because the bubbles are going through that opening and not then going through the lungs properly and enabling you to properly off gas. And there are doctors like Dr. Doug Ebersol that close these holes many times for divers that are continually getting bent. So the answer is yes, that does exist.
Yeah. We had 3 students getting certified on the go or upgrading their certification last week. Heather, we had Doug and Garrett. And I had the opportunity to meet with them because I was teaching myself a crossover class for Blake, who was crossing over from the Kiss Spirit to the Go.
Nice.
So 4 new Go divers.
Awesome.
And Gary was just making a comment that he loved the van. And it was awesome. Like
Nice.
at the end of our dives, they were going to go diving the next day. And I'm like, hey, you guys don't have to go fill tanks somewhere. Let me just fill you. So I topped everybody's dill off and oxygen off. And they got to dive the next day for free. So that was cool. But yeah,
it really is incredible, really and it's kind of a one of a kind. I mean, Mike Young really designed it and built a lot of it for us.
Yeah,
but that booster we have, by the way, that O2 booster,
that thing is awesome,
powerful,
amazing. Will you guys ever react to other extreme sports such as mountaineering? I mean, we could. The challenge is every time we do a video that is kind of related to cave diving, but is not, people are like, stay in your lane, stick to what you know. And so, yeah, if nobody's going to watch, then we'd rather stick with diving, and you guys will watch that.
The American Express episode. Yeah, that was...
yeah, American Express
I don't know what to say about it, but let's not beat up Dan on this because I think they've come a long way since then. I think they handled the situation afterwards in a pretty good way. I do.
Do you watch Last Breath? Not the movie, but we did react to the event that inspired the movie, and we reacted to that a long time ago. Have you guys heard from Seuss lately? No, I have not. Can you explain your nitrox certification? Is this cert accepted at all the shops like Patty? Also, can I have a friend show me? I don't know.
Can I have a friend show me the something?
Yeah.
But this is a good question. Why don't you talk about it? I'll talk about it. Let's talk about what we made on this nitrox certification, why we made it, and why everybody should accept it. In our opinion, there should be no reason whatsoever why.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the concern comes from the fact that our agency, the Dive Talk Academy, is not part of the same cartel or organization. Sorry, I said that wrong. Called the RSTC, the Recreational Scuba Training Council. And the challenge with this organization is that it's run by the big agencies like PADI, SSI, etc. And you have to be an agency for 4 years before you can apply to become a member. So people are always like, well, if you guys have a legit agency, how come you're not members of it? We want to be members of it. And the fact that we follow the same standards that all these RSTC agencies follow and even more is because eventually 4 years from now when we kiss the rings or whatever we have to do to be part of the RSTC happen, then we want to be able to go back and show like every single student that we've ever had follows the same standard you guys follow, and so there's no discrepancy there. So,
but it is interesting.
The certification should be accepted everywhere, like you mentioned, because we follow the same standards.
And it is interesting that the RSTC, it's really strange because what they say doesn't make sense. And let me explain it this way.
Yeah.
You have to go out, agency that we're not recognizing as a valid agency, and you have to have a certain number of instructors in various states and certify a certain amount of certifications under your wrongfully formed agency, and then we'll accept you. Think about that. Who wrote that?
Yeah.
Think about it. So the big guys that are in it are basically saying, if you can manage to get people to get certified under your wrong agency that we think is completely horrible, then once you prove you've done enough horrible things, we'll take you. Well, it's so stupid.
But it's like you said.
Why would you not accept us immediately if we met certain thresholds? Like we're going through an ISO audit right now. We're going to be ISO accepted, which is above RSTC, international standards. Which both Dive Talk Academy, a lot of people don't know this. I guess in a way we're announcing it right now. And the Dive Talk Go we're going through ISO. Yeah, but the RSTC, it's a cartel.
No, that's not.
In a way.
Well, the best thing about this whole not being part of RSTC is when you become a member, you are not allowed. Like, I don't know if there's jail or death penalty or what, but you're not allowed to talk about the other agencies that are part of your organization. You're not allowed. Doesn't matter what they do or how bad they do it. You
get
can't say anything. But because we're not members of it, it's free range.
And our certification on nitrox is all online, and it absolutely covers for you everything and more that I've seen in any other online nitrox class. And the ISO consultant that we have completely was blown away recently, you told me, by Dive Talk Academy. This is unbelievable. I've never seen anything like it.
How come other agencies are not doing this?
Really, so it is special. Now, the fact that the analyzation, the actual process where you analyze a gas is digital, you're going to use a digital analyzer. We're not the first to do this.
Yeah.
And there is an RSTC agency that certifies their students the same way. Yeah. So there's no reason why our certification should not be accepted everywhere. It meets all the standards.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, no, I mean, we use the agencies all the time. This past weekend, I went to Genie Springs, and it said certifying agency. I put Dive Talk Academy certification number 2. That's it. It's so easy to remember for me.
No problem.
Now that I'm number 2, it's like, yeah, and they accept it, no problem. Yeah. So I wouldn't worry too much about whether the other RSTC's agencies will allow it or whatever, because as part of since you're not part of the family, and that's what you said. It's like, well, you cannot be part of the family unless you're doing it for 4 years, but then let's tell everyone not to take a class from you because you're not part of the family. So how does this make any? You're telling people that we're not a real agency, but we have to be a real agency to be part of the real agency's clan.
It's silly.
So it's so weird. Anyway, whatever. The point is, it's all about the operators themselves. So when you go out on a boat to dive, that's not PADI. That's just whatever, South Florida diving headquarters, whatever it is that you're diving with. They will accept the certification. That's what you care about, because that's where you're going to use it. If PADI doesn't want to accept it because we're not a member of the PADI club, then that's okay by me. So.
Yeah. And, some people, though, they want to – the reason they want their agency to accept it is so it can count towards like a specialty cert for them, so they can get that agency's advanced open water.
Wow.
Now, we've many times talked about what is an advanced open water diver? In your mind, if you do 24 dives in your life, because that's what all you need to do.
Well, and that's
Are
SSI.
You advanced?
And that's SSI. That's SSI who has that level. There's some other agency. Let's not name it here because, we're future members and we cannot talk about other agencies. You can get advanced with like 5 dives.
So, are you advanced?
You did a 9 dive, you're advanced.
It's silly.
Yeah. You went to 100 feet, advanced.
It's nothing but a marketing ploy to get money and more certs sold. I'm just saying it live right now. It's
only the
so
elite
stupid.
Dive to 100 feet.
It's so dumb.
So you're advanced.
So we're not looking to conform everybody. Like I don't care what other agencies are doing. I don't care about it. I care about what is best for you if you're going to be taking a class from us under Dive Talk Academy. What is best for you? How are we going to give you the best experience to learn the most knowledge? That's it. That's all we focus on.
Yep. All right. Hello from France. Love France. I'll be in France next month, by the way. I'm not going to say where or when.
Nice.
But it's not for diving. It's something else.
Cool. Good food, boy, there. I'll tell you that.
France, yeah.
Really.
Let's do. What else do we have?
And by the way, we're not saying, though, I want to go further. I'm not saying that other agencies don't have really good instructors that also are going to make sure you have the best learning experience possible. It really does come down to that. It comes down to a great instructor.
Yeah, we have talked about, and you mentioned the advanced open water stuff. For those of you who are watching right now who are like diehard fans, like you've been with Dive Talk from the beginning, before there was a YouTube channel. Some people don't know that we existed before YouTube, but we were a podcast before YouTube videos. we did an episode where we talked about how do you know if you're a good diver. And I don't know if that episode came on video format or if it's just audio format, but we talked about for like an hour plus about what we think makes a good or perhaps an advanced diver. And we thought about jokingly making our own Dive Talk advanced diver certification or black belt or however we want to call this thing. And that was way more demanding than any of these other agencies because we believe that if you can do these things, I would consider yourself an advanced diver. Like if you can prove that you've done all this stuff, okay, I would call you advanced. And perhaps we should go back and revisit that episode and make that our Dive Talk Academy advanced diver.
I think over time it would be cool to have that built into the Dive Talk Academy. We actually have already recorded an advanced nitrox and deco class, but it's a lot of work. We got to get the videos edited and uploaded. It doesn't just happen overnight. And Gus makes a point. We really do care about the quality, so it takes time. But then we're actually going to go backwards. It's time to start from the beginning. We're not going to go further and continuing to make advanced classes. We're going to go back and make an open water class next.
Yep.
But we got a lot coming.
Let's see, what else? How many unknown diving sites are there left? What? If they're unknown, how will we know how many are I don't... What?
Probably, we couldn't count them. Just countless.
Oh,
Wow.
are left to discover.
So many,
they're unknown. I don't know.
Millions, I would guess.
Garrett made a really good comment earlier. He said one of the reasons why I really like Dive Talk Academy videos, like the courses, is because they're so enjoyable and entertaining to watch that I don't mind going back and rewatching them for a refresher, which is great.
That's a compliment.
And that's what we try, because Woody and I, when we were thinking about recording these videos, we talked about what would be the best format to do it. And I think we went and we thought about everything, like from let's have a teleprompter and like do it like old school, like training style, like if you're watching a video from a university. And the more and more we talked about it, the more we realized that we should just be ourselves and do it Dive Talk style. So we literally picked the topics and we just hit record.
And it's great because you really learn that way, you know? I mean, think about it. When you're enjoying the learning, you learn. Otherwise, you're just like, what? It's just, it doesn't stick.
Yeah, exactly.
We've gotten really good feedback on the Dive Talk Go class and the Nitrox class. I think you're going to love the Advanced Nitrox class. We brought in Doug Ebersol to talk about the complicated medical portion of that, the dive physiology section. I think everybody's going to love it. And the recordings are done, everybody. It's just it's editing time.
For Dive Talk Academy, how do you approach checkout dives? So yeah, if you take a certification that requires you to do checkout dives, or what we call the practical application of your certification, you do it with an instructor. So we have about 20 instructors right now teaching the Go. And so you would take the Go online or classroom portion of the class with me and Woody. It's just awesome video, walking through the whole unit. We show you how to assemble, disassemble, maintain it, everything. And then you go and do the practical class with an instructor. So I mentioned I taught one last week. Doug Ebersol was teaching another one with some of the students are here. Garrett and Heather are here. So you go and find an instructor, hopefully in your area or not. If you want to travel and train with somebody specific, you reach out to them. When is your next class? Sign up for it. Do it. You'll do the checkout dives, which include all your skills, and you have to demonstrate it. And then your instructor will check you out and you'll be certified. So yeah, just like any other agency, you work with an instructor, approved instructor, in this case, a Dive Talk Academy instructor, and you get certified.
I like what this crazy bird said. I love that you guys kept some of the bloopers in the videos. Yeah, we do. Like sometimes whatever.
Yeah, why not?
We're just ourselves.
Somebody says, how is it possible to get certified and get instructed by you on their SSI? We're not.
Well, we're
not doing that.
I may still be under SSI and instructor trainer. I don't know if they've booted me yet.
Doesn't matter.
But I don't want to teach under any other agency but our own now. And I know that sounds so terrible. I think SSI is a good agency, by the way. They really are, but I just like our approach. I like what you just said, the way we do it, the way we're conversationally. We really are going to focus on what is best for you as the diver, and safety is always going to be the priority, which SSI does as well. Time is my issue. Time. And right now, if I'm going to teach, Gus is teaching some now, which is great. I may eventually have the time again to teach. I want to teach on the Dive Talk Go.
Yeah.
I love it so much that I enjoy teaching that. So that was my answer. But we are going to be forming more classes, basic open water for basic certification.
Yeah, and by the way, I just want to mention, and I know a lot of people won't come back and watch these lives unless you're watching right now. I'm not an active instructor on the Dive Talk Academy either. I have the same problem Woody has, which is time. We don't have time to be active instructors and teach all the time the way some of our other instructors do, which is their livelihood, right? They are full-time instructors. We're not. But I have this weakness that if like people ask me, if they come to me and they're like, I want you to certify me, then I'll try to find a way to make it work.
Really nice.
But if you go to Dive Talk Academy and you search for like dates and courses that are out there, you will not find one of mine. Not because I don't want to teach or because I don't want to do it. I just don't have time to do it. But this last weekend was a good example that Blake, my student, who's now a Go decompression diver,
nice.
He reached out to me and said, I want to train with you. I'll follow your time. I said, look, I think I can do it at the end of April if that works for you. He's like, I'll wait. Let's do it. So I always tell people, if you want to get certified tomorrow, I'm not your best choice. Yep. There's many great instructors out there. Just pick somebody and work with them. We do really take the time to pick the best of the best out there. Not everyone will become a Dive Talk Academy instructor. So we try our best. But while I was at Blue Grotto with Blake, somebody came to me and said, he was an instructor there, teaching open water stuff, open water students. He's like, you know what's funny? The first time I saw you, it was during my checkout dives for open water here at Blue Grotto. And now I'm seeing you, and I'm an instructor now.
Wow.
And you guys inspire me, and I want to get certified on the Go. Is there any chance you can certify me? So I said, okay, here's my phone number. Let's see if we can make it work. Great. I'll try my best. But I'm not a full-time instructor. I'm not advertising that I'm an instructor. So
and we also I like that we both claim I don't necessarily think we are our best instructors, because I think when you are teaching regularly, you're just in more practice and you're probably better.
Yeah.
Bob from California just passed my open water, and I did purchase the Dive Talk Academy Nitrox, and I can't wait to start it. You're going to love it. I don't think you're going to have any problem using that cert anywhere. Let us know. I hope you really enjoy the class. We've gotten some really, really nice feedback from it.
Would your company ever go international? We are international. You can order the Go from Asia. You can order Go from Europe. You can order Go from anywhere. We don't have restrictions in terms of taking orders. The challenge is that if you buy the Go, for example, let's say you're in Japan, all right, and you order the Go, or you're in the UK or whatever, the challenge is finding an instructor there. We're growing our instructor base internationally. We have now an instructor trainer and multiple instructors in Europe. We have one instructor trainer about to become 3 instructors in Asia. We have our instructor training for Australia. So more instructors will pop up internationally. So ordering the unit is not a big deal. You can order tomorrow, regardless of where you are in the world. The challenge is finding someone who will train you. If you want to come to the U.S. and get certified here in the U.S., where there's most of the instructors, come tomorrow and do it.
Absolutely.
There's no restrictions. So we are international. It's just we're still growing our instructor base overseas.
And we're going to be ISO certified. That's coming. We're under that process right now, which is just awesome.
Yeah. What do you think of the acquisition of Aqualung and Apex by the Head Group?
Oh, right. Yeah. I don't know.
Good for them.
Head, who owns SSI,
they own Mars.
They have money.
They own Mars too.
And they own Mars, so it's probably a good thing, right? Because they'll have the money to put into better technology and better gear. That's good for the dive industry. I think it's probably good.
I don't know if those brands will then disappear and merge into one, like Mars or something. Who knows? But yeah, I don't have any comments on that.
Thank you, Mel. Been watching us for 3 years, and
What are the chances of the podcast returning? I think the challenge with the podcast is that if we have an hour to record anything, we want to do reactions and we want to do video. We found out that we're more passionate about video content than audio content. Mm-hmm. Now, having said that, some of the episodes we've done, I think we can explore the audio and upload and people can listen to it. There's not much to see. But for the most part, it's important that you watch. So you see what we're reacting to.
Yep.
Hello from Australia, Caroline. Hello.
What were your careers before? They still are.
Before what?
This is not full-time for us. We get asked that question a lot.
Yeah.
Wish it was. I think eventually it will be, though. I do. I think we will get there. But it takes the ability to, first of all, exit the things we're doing now, which are just extremely time-consuming. In my case, I'm rolling out a fleet of swim schools all over the country, mainly in the Southeast. And then, as Dive Talk continues to grow, and I think the real growth will come from Dive Talk Academy, in my opinion. Gus knows I believe that. I think we've developed an incredible format. A lot of it's thanks to Steve LaShawn and people that have helped us write our standards and the programming involved in it, and us. We put a lot of time into it. I think Dive Talk Academy can be huge someday. It takes time, and it probably will need us to be full-time. So we both have been in the van driving to a dive site saying, can you imagine if this is what we were doing full time? So what would there be not to enjoy about that?
It would be amazing.
So I hope we get there.
Absolutely. Somebody said, Gus, just be more open-minded. They just
He's
stopped
so
by to
open-minded.
say that. That's insane.
You know what's
dude?
funny?
I am so open-minded.
He actually struggles when it doesn't sometimes come across that way. But what's funny about Gus is he actually struggles with the people that are really close-minded. Like, it pisses you off when somebody says, you need to be diving this way and this is the only way. So
you should.
You really should dive this way. Why? And you like to say, well, you could try this way, and this is my why. So I think you're wrong about that. I think if you met him in person, sometimes I want you all to know that our back and forth, what may seem to you to be taking opposite views or arguing, right after the thing, we're laughing because it's interesting. If we were both always just, we agree, I don't think it would make for as entertaining or exploring different sides of a discussion.
But it's hard to prove that you're open-minded. I mean, you have to be open-minded to learn. And we know a lot of things. Like, what's the capital of Romania? Go ahead, tell them. Just really quick. Just knock it out.
Why did you ask me that on the spot?
It's an easy... Everybody knows the capital of Romania, right?
I am blanking out.
It's in the comments. The people will tell you. It's Bucharest. Bucharest.
I knew it. Dude. I just couldn't get...
It's just on the top tip of your... What's the capital of Estonia?
Capital of Georgia?
Estonia. No, just
How about just Georgia?
Drop it off. What's Estonia? Just what's the capital of Estonia? Just easy. Should be...
Do you think people know the capital of Israel?
Estonia is Tallinn. Tallinn. Everybody knows Tallinn is the capital of Estonia. You knew that, right? Anyway.
I don't even know how
I just wanted to show...
I just wanted to show
that we know what we're doing. We're trained professionals.
I don't really know what we're doing most of the time.
You know what? I will. This is a legit question.
But
I struggled with this question yesterday. Can you name any city, not the capital?
I doubt it.
Any city in Iowa? Go ahead.
Boise. No, that's a different.
Idaho.
Idaho.
Yeah. Boise's in Idaho.
Okay, wait. Seriously.
Yeah.
We've got to be out just one.
Just one city in Iowa. Just without guessing, though. You can't just say Springfield. Because
I remember you didn't know something about Kansas City.
No, I knew.
You did not know something about Kansas City.
Don't say... Okay,
Idaho?
Let's not guess. Don't read. This guy just say Iowa City. So what? Iowa. Don't say Iowa City. That might not even be. That doesn't even sound like a real city.
Poor Idaho.
But just say...
Nobody knows one city in that whole state?
In Idaho, you said Boise. You knew that. Now, the question is, any city in Iowa, without reading, I'm not reading. All right, without cheating, I couldn't do it. Yesterday, I asked myself this question: how can I not
Where
name?
is it? I'm not even. You're so far ahead of me to name a city. I cannot picture it on the map right now.
Iowa? I don't even know.
Where's that
It's
place?
up there by
It's
Montana,
north and it
isn't it?
snows.
It's near
like
Montana.
I think it's like
I'm
minus
gonna go.
10
I'm gonna go with is near Montana.
It's cold.
It is cold, but dude, I couldn't name a single city in Iowa.
We are
a single city.
really dumb. I'm saying we
Like,
together.
like I even thought about like some obscure state like South Dakota, Sioux Falls. Like I was able to name a city in South Dakota. I can name Fargo in North Dakota.
Is there any industry in Iowa? Do they print
In
credit
Iowa?
cards
I
there?
think there's corn.
I think
in
there's
it. They have corn and
corn.
and
That's gotta be
cows.
corn there.
But so anyway, I had to ask Siri because I was
This is
driving me crazy
terrible.
that I couldn't figure out. Des Moines,
Terrible.
Des Moines, Iowa. I'm telling you, it's Des Moines. Des Moines is the capital of Iowa.
I
So
knew
now I
that just-
remember.
and I think Des Moines has something to do with credit cards. Because every call center for a credit card is based in Des Moines. And why? I
Really?
don't know. Maybe because it's indoors and they have heat. It's
Iowa
just west
is
of
just
Missouri.
west
but,
of
but
Missouri.
what
No,
if I don't
that's
know where
made up.
Missouri is?
No, Missouri, no. Like
No,
the
I know where
west-
Missouri is because
No, but that's Nebraska, ain't it? No, Nebraska is next to Arkansas, and Missouri is above Arkansas, and west of Missouri, there's Iowa.
I don't know how many viewers we're losing, but it's a lot.
we don't have a lot, so don't worry about
It's
it.
dropping.
There's like 5.
They're like, they are so
people
stupid.
watching.
This is who you've been getting your advice from.
I'm just saying, Des Moines, Iowa. For all, those of you watching, that's a city in Iowa. All right. Somebody commented Des Moines because they checked. Sioux City is in South Dakota. Springfield was my guess. Yeah, but we're not guessing. We're trying to. Can we name a city in every state? I don't think so.
No, I can't even name every state. So don't. You're so far ahead of me. I can't, I'm.
Like, can you
You're
name a
asking
city?
questions that I can't do.
Can you name a city
No.
in? Let's go with Delaware.
Absolutely not.
What's in Delaware? I don't even know.
It's tiny.
It's a tiny state, yeah.
No, there's no.
But there's
city.
no
It
there's no
is
cities
just
in
Delaware.
Delaware. There's no. It's just Delaware.
Delaware.
It's like Singapore.
Delaware, Delaware. That's the mailing address for the whole state.
Oh God, Laramie? No, that's a car. That's Laramies are like.
Is this a dive channel? We're so.
Listen,
stupid.
Laramie is like Ram trucks. That's a trim level. That's not a city.
What state?
Newark is New
Here's a
Jersey.
challenge.
That's not.
I have a challenge for you. What state? It's a state name.
Mm-hmm.
Also, there's a city. Also, the name of the state.
Kansas. That's
There's
easy.
a bigger one.
New
There's
York.
one main one. Yes,
New York,
yes.
yeah?
New York,
All right.
New York. Good job.
Yeah, tonight's special is can we name some cities? Yep.
Well,
Thank you
it's
for tuning in,
entertaining.
Dylan.
Sorry, we get off on these tangents. Can you imagine driving with us to a dive
Dover
site?
is in Delaware.
for 8
Terry's
hours?
saying because she cheated and she
The stuff we talk
looked
about
at her
while
phone.
we're driving, I think we would. I'm pretty sure we would lose. Ooh, somebody just made an order on the site.
Brazil's capital is not Buenos Aires. We knew that. Do you know Brazil's capital? You know that. That's easy,
Absolutely,
right?
Buenos Aires.
Did you say Buenos Aires? That's
Is there another place there? Oh,
Brasilia.
Night class just sold.
Brasilia is the capital of Brazil. Bro, everyone
You
knows
knew
that. Brasilia. Why would you not know that?
I don't know anything. I'm telling you, I don't. It's getting bad. I
Yeah.
don't know much.
Can you name any
What's
city
the
in Uruguay?
PO2?
You've been to Uruguay.
What's the PO2, everybody? Diving.
Tell me.
21% air to 99 feet.
Okay.
So let's see how many can do that. That's all I know.
All right. Let's see how many can do that.
PO2.
Can you
You're
name a
diving
random
air,
city in
going
the
99
UK?
feet.
Come on. Like we can name Let's go with random cities in the UK. See
London.
who else. Okay, you went with I'm going to say Manchester. Let's see who runs
Done.
out first.
I'm out.
You're out?
What? Done.
What? Dude, you just
England?
go by soccer
England?
teams like Leeds.
No, I don't
Bath.
know any of this. Iowa City exists. I was trolling and didn't know. Thank you for the super chat, by the way, Andre.
Yes, thank you, Andre, for pointing that out. Let's see what other city
What else?
in the
What else
UK
can
I
we
can
talk
say.
about? Oh my God! Just buy a Choptima.
Exeter?
Oh come
Exeter.
on! What is that? Who said that? Deep Six Eddie Fins agree. Dive Talk Go.
Portsmouth,
Beautiful.
yes.
Now Night Trucks
Plymouth.
class. A marketing joke. What?
I'm gonna say.
I don't think he likes us. We have a. It's good to have haters, by the way, once in a while.
They want us to talk about tariffs. Aren't you concerned about the impact of tariffs on the U.S. diving equipment market as the world where everything is manufactured elsewhere? No.
We have a super chat from Matt.
I'm
Open water cert. What's it saying?
One to Megalodon dive in Venice, Florida, but all the dive shops said people dive solo for these dives. Thoughts?
Dives are maybe 30 feet. Patty taught me never to dive alone.
Let's talk about that.
I think as an open water certified diver, I don't hold back on this. I don't think you should dive alone.
Yeah. Belfast is in Northern Ireland. You know, you're talking about, I guess we're talking about the UK.
Diving,
but let's get back to the Megalodon. So it's not that you're doing a solo dive. It's that everyone is so laser focused in finding these teeth that no one is paying attention to anyone else. So if you have an emergency, it's not like your body's going to be checking on you to see if you had an emergency or whatever. It's that literally everyone is so laser focused. Like we had kind of this happen to us when we went Megalodon tooth hunting in North Carolina, where everybody just jumps in and bullets for the bottom to try to get these teeth, and like your reel fell off, and like you didn't have enough weights. You were dying basically, and we were all like, "See ya."
Nobody cares. I just have to get another tooth. Yeah, but
yeah.
And you can't see me because the bottom is gone.
Right,
blowing the bottom. Mike Young's walking. Literally, I'm like, when I got down, I was laughing.
So it's like any man for themselves.
Don't dive alone. I don't think a new open water diver should dive alone, even in 30 feet. I mean, that's a whole long discussion. Oh, this bracelet? This was given to me by a very dear friend of mine, and she is amazing. And it represents the dragon, because my birthday is the year of the dragon. I think you're not. I don't need to wear it anymore, but if you wear it during that particular month, you get like incredible luck. But I just love her so much, I'm never going to take it off.
Good for you.
That's the answer to that question.
Where's the knife I gave you?
Literally right by my bed.
Sure.
Love that knife. But I mean, you don't walk around carrying a knife all the time, do you?
Yes. Curious, what is the difference between the Eddie Fins and the RK3s? Well, the RK3s are heavier. They're not as good.
Are they not neutral?
They are.
Okay.
They're heavier to hold and in the water as well. And also, they are not as, the thrust is not as much as you do technical kicks like front kicks and back kicks or whatever. I noticed with the Eddie Fins, it's like turbocharged. Like I can go so much faster with them. I used to love the RK3s and dive them. I still have multiple pairs here in the house. But the Eddie Fins are better in my opinion for technical.
Do you remember the
diving.
first time, at least for me, when I put them on, and then I did a back frog kick, easily. You're like, what the heck?
It's amazing.
It's so much easier. They're great. They're my favorite.
Dylan is asking me what knife. Let me show you.
Would you ever attempt some sort of record dive? I don't think I have that in me. No, I'm not looking to.
So, let me show you a knife that I recently got. This has like a family story, so I'm gonna try to summarize it. But starting in 2016, I decided to master a skill every year. I pick a new skill, I try to master or learn it at least, and move on. A couple years ago, knife making was that skill. So I did a 101 class. It's like $150 class, and you learn how to make a knife, and you make a knife. And it's the knife that we have, fun fact, in the van, the Scuba van. I made a Dive Talk knife.
Cool.
Then I got together with Dylan, who's on the chat right here, and he helped me make 10 knives for Christmas.
Nice.
So I made 10. I gave you one. I gave Mike Young one. I gave my dad one, and I also gave my father-in-law one that I made. He's a veteran from the Navy, and I wanted to make like a Navy-themed knife.
Cool.
And he passed away recently, a couple months ago.
Yeah.
So I asked my wife if she can give me the knife back so I can wear it. So here it is. This is it. So I made this knife. Well,
wow.
I made the knife as a
handle.
stretch because it was really Dylan who deserves most of the credit.
Can we see the
So
handle?
this is a stainless steel knife that I made with Dylan. So you can see it here. It's awesome. But it's U.S. themed. So if you notice, the colors are the colors of the flag. So red, white, and blue. I also made this thing following YouTube tutorials. And it has the little U.S. Navy anchor, if I can get that thing. And people say that I can never get anything in focus. That's a U.S. Navy thing. So that knife I made for him, and it was his Christmas gift. You can see the red, white, and blue right here also. And it was the last Christmas that he spent with us. So very special knife. So thank you, Dylan, for helping me make that. And yeah, I'm going to carry it from now on. I think he would have liked that. So yeah.
Beautiful.
It's really nice.
So really, everybody is wrong. You're not a. It starts with an A, and the last word is a hole. You're not.
I try not to be. Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. No, that's nice. That's really cool.
Let's see. Any other questions before we leave? We've been going at it for 50 minutes now. Now, since Dylan is here, I'm going to show one of his knives so people can see. I mean, mine is beautiful and it has sentimental value, but let me show you what real knife makers do.
Oh, Mike is while he's doing that. The RK3 has two variants: the fin, standard and HD. The HD is the heavier one. Okay, I just can tell you that, man, those Eddie fins are just incredible that we love. The Deep 6 Eddie fins are just amazing.
All right,
I think,
so
wait, if you order the Deep 6 Eddie fins from their website and you put in Dive Talk, do you still get a discount?
yes, you should get 10% off or whatever it is.
Putting in the word Dive Talk?
Yep, Dive Talk as your
so.
coupon code. Okay, so this is a knife Dylan made. Dylan Fletcher from Fletcher Knives. He also made this sheath. This is a leather sheath that he made, custom made for me. And if you don't believe it, check this out. Where's the G? He put a G in it. Tiny G, but there it is.
Nice.
Look at that. Boom. But look at this thing.
Do you want to see the one he made for me? Or do you want to see it? Anybody want to see it? Because it's special.
Let me show, because people don't understand. Real knife makers versus what I did. And what I did is beautiful, I think so, but more sentimental thing. But there you go. Fletcher Knives. Look at the work on the spine. It's insane. It's insane. This is artistry. I mean, it's just gorgeous. So I just wanted to give Dylan a shout out because this is super sick, and obviously with the sheath is even more sick.
That is beautiful.
Yeah, and he can chime in with all the details on the sheath. I know that he used like velvet or something like that. Like he was telling me about it. It's like, Dylan, why is my sheath taking 33 years to make? And he explained, but I forgot because I just wanted my sheath. Yeah, it's awesome. I don't know, Dylan, is your website up? Like, what are you doing? FletcherKnives.com? Like, what's going on? Yeah, that knife is sick. I wish I could carry it out, but I think people will be scared because it's too much.
Woody, show us yours. All right, hold on. I'm gonna have to go to. I'm gonna have to go to the virtual world since I got.
Yeah, what knife did Dylan make for you? Yeah.
Yeah, Dylan.
What is going on?
Let's see. Let's see if I can do this. Watch this.
Can you free dive to 130 feet? No. I mean, you can always do anything once, but no. Gosh, you should go diving with that knife? No, I'm not going to ruin or risk ruining it. No, it's beautiful. Loves Dylan cave story. Yeah, Dylan was a guest on the show. He told a cave story. He almost died, and I couldn't have my knife. And Woody, there's a chance you wouldn't end up with your virtual knife.
Well, obviously, when he was on the show, whatever I said ended up Okay, well, I made a knife. I literally made a knife. I don't think you can see mine on the. Is there any possibility that?
No.
No. I'm gonna try. It's pretty cool. I just made it. Dylan, this is the knife I made myself since, you know.
Yeah.
Does it work?
No.
Oh my, how come it doesn't focus?
I don't know. Back up a little bit.
How about yours?
All right, hold on. I'll show you.
You ever seen
Hold on.
some-
Let me see.
Look at it. It's beautiful.
Did you just tell ChatGPT to make a pink knife for you?
Yeah.
Is that how you... Okay.
Named Woody.
Just get out of here. There's no
Woody.
pink knives. That's not a thing.
No, look. Okay. Oh,
That's not... Okay.
look at it. It's beautiful. Can you see it?
All right.
So I don't think it-
Thomas is asking, is it a Kiridashi knife? I don't know. I have no idea. Dylan, you can chime in. I don't know knives like that. It's a sharp one, that's for sure. Let's see, what else? By the way, somebody who was in Forged in Fire, since we are talking about knives and everyone loves it so much, somebody who was in Forged in Fire watches our channel. His name is Mike, and he said he was going to make me a knife too. I'm still waiting for it, Mike.
Oh,
Thank
that's
you. No
cool.
rush. I appreciate it. Didn't ask for it. Love every one of them, so I appreciate the...
Yeah, I'm good over here. I don't. People aren't.
I'm
really
sure he'd
ask-
reach out to you too. But anyway.
Happens a lot that nobody reaches out. Yep, my chair is also. I get. You see, you saw that on there.
Well,
They're saying I get my chair. This is what I get.
Well, I mean, your chair is
Everything
super comfortable.
I have is
Mine is just like an office.
professional, and
Okay.
no, I'm just kidding.
What dive knife do you both use? We actually use Easy Cut.
Yeah.
Just a regular line cutter. They're great. Would your buoyancy be affected if I went scuba diving naked?
Yep.
And I don't know. Depending on...
It would. Yeah. I mean, you would be less buoyant than if you were wearing a
I guess
wetsuit
so.
for sure.
Yeah. Somebody keeps pointing Dover, Delaware. I get it. Yeah, there's a city in Delaware that nobody knew about until they watched this channel. Great. Do hot springs have cave systems? And if
Oh,
so,
wait,
it's
somebody-
impossible to dive in those
Okay.
caves. They
Yeah.
do. There's actually one in Florida we would love to dive. But at least for me, I would just be surface support because I'm nowhere. It's like 104-degree water.
MK, I want to get to this. MK
Mm-hmm.
Ultra sent a super chat, sent $5, and somehow we missed his question, which
All right,
is
well,
wrong.
let's scroll up.
You're wrong. You're right, and we were wrong.
Here we go.
Y'all
Have you...
ever have to go to the bathroom while cave diving? Oh, that's actually a very valid question. Yes.
No, he's
Now-
talking about number 2.
No, I never have.
No,
Had
me
that.
neither.
Never had that happen. PP, definitely. Sorry, by the way, that we missed your question.
Yeah.
Did not mean to do
I
that.
appreciate that. Don't appreciate missing questions like that. At what point is it a machete, not a knife? Well, I don't know. I mean, it's up to you, I guess. Let's see, what other question do we have? We're going to answer like 2 more questions and then move on.
It's like midnight. No,
It's-
7:15.
Yeah, exactly.
8:15 is my bedtime. Are there any other dive-related question? Would be nice.
Yeah, dive-related question.
Maybe scroll all the way back down to the bottom.
Let's do this one. Any idea where you want the next Dive Talk meetup? I can't make Roatan. We'll be there in 2 weeks on a cruise. So I don't know. I mean, we have some potential ideas. We've been to a couple of shows, dive shows, and talked to some resorts. The challenge is that our group is pretty big. So a lot of resorts, when they put together their dive shop in-house at the resort, they're thinking about 20, 30 people, something like that. Most dive trips with a dive shop are like 10, 15 people. And when you think about something large, it's like 30. They're like, we can deal with large groups. And then we show up and we say, how about 130? How about 200 divers? They're like, you're nuts. Like, no, we can't do that. So that leaves us with a very limited amount of options regarding where can we go and do a meetup. And that's the challenge of meetups. Now, would I like to do a meetup in the Maldives? Of course. Yeah, I would love that. But nobody's in the Maldives is going to deal with 200 divers. You know, there's places like that although I would love to go, we can't.
Yep. It's all about accommodating everybody.
Let's do
Do you guys
one more.
enjoy?
Okay, let's wrap up with this one. Do you guys still enjoy open circuit
what I'm
recreational diving after all the cave diving?
Well, those are two different things we're talking about, right? Open circuit versus being on a closed circuit rebreather, or just diving in the ocean versus cave diving. I truly love being on a rebreather, especially the Dive Talk Go, because it's just so much more comfortable to dive on a rebreather. It really is for me. But in terms of what do I like better, when I don't dive in the ocean for a long time, I start craving certain ocean dives. And then all of a sudden, I start thinking about cave diving when I haven't cave dived in a long time. You know, I've been cave diving like a little bit now, and I haven't been in the open water ocean in a while with my Dive Talk Go, so I'm kind of craving that right now. Honestly, they're both awesome and different for different, and great for different reasons. But I definitely prefer being on my rebreather in every dive that I do.
Yeah, I'm excited. I think a long time ago we interviewed Georgia Hauserman, who's a big like tech diver or whatever from Patty, and she said I'm at the point where if it's open circuit, I'm not going. I'm not at that point yet. I mean, I feel like if I'm out on a cruise or whatever or anything, and there's an opportunity to dive open circuit, I'm in. You know, if I went to Genie Springs with a new ish diver and they've never been to a cavern, they've never been on fresh water, they're nervous about it or whatever, I have zero concern with going in open circuit with them. Let me go show you the ballroom. Super simple dive, shallow. Like, not every dive has to be a cave exploration in zero viz, afraid for your life. Like, it doesn't have to be. We appreciate that. Recently we went diving with Jonathan Bird and Todd. They were epic dives.
They were
cave
so
diving.
much fun.
They were epic.
They were.
So there's nothing wrong with those dives, but there's also nothing wrong with recreational diving. Recreational diving for fun.
Absolutely.
I love.
I prefer being on the rebreather because of how I feel. Because I don't want to get too technical right now, but basically, I can control my PO2. I can make it. I can be at the absolute optimal gas mix during my entire dive on a rebreather, and I simply can't do that on open circuit. I feel more tired after an open circuit dive than I do on my rebreather. Absolutely, for sure. So if I have my little Dive Talk Go, because it's really so easy to clip on, it just makes me. I feel better during and after the dive. I do. So I like it for that reason.
I'm not going to answer this question, but I will give you a hint. So somebody asked, if you're on a dry suit, do you use your BCD or your dry suit to control buoyancy? Let's not answer that because that will be another 10, 15 minutes. Okay. But in the past, at DEMA, we've always done an episode where we ask experts what they think. I think the first year we asked them about SPGs versus transmitters. Like, do you use SPGs? Do you use transmitters? Do you use both? And then we ask about cave diving helmets, or like, do you wear a helmet when cave diving? What do you think of them, or whatever? I think this year we should ask experts this question. You dive dry suit. How do you control your buoyancy? Do you use your BCD more, your dry suit more, one of them exclusively? Like, what is your philosophy? And I think if we can get like 10 elite divers to chime in and answer that would be more valuable than having just you and me answer it. So watch out for a special episode from DEMA. If I can find a way to record it, hopefully somebody will remind me. We have Terry here. She might be able to remind me. And if you can remember, which by tomorrow, you won't even remember what we were talking about. We'll remember, and we'll ask some people like Ed and et cetera what they do and learn from them.
And we can chime in too at that point. I have something to say about that, but we'll wait.
Absolutely. So thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. We had over 200 people tune in today.
Wow, nice.
Unannounced live stream. I don't know if we're going to continue to do this, especially multiple times in May, but Woody hasn't been traveling as much for work, which is great. So we get together more often, and hopefully we can do some more of these live streams. So thank you all, and we'll see you on the next one.